Oh, what in the world was that? What the heck? What the heck? Right tape rolling. Holy moly. Ah, that stinks. So if you look back at my video when I was pulling the engine, I left this harness with my intake, but I think now I can start feeding this back. It seemed like most people said this was the easiest way to do that instead of undoing all that harness. So I don't know. We'll get her back in there. I think we'll get her back in there. And at least I can kind of start getting this kind of looking better and get it ready for my top part of the intake. Yeah. I thought I had some studs for this intake right here. May have enough bolts. I could put bolts in it, but ordered me some studs. They'll be here tomorrow. And so I'm gonna work on some stuff over here, and I'm actually going to go ahead and pull the valve cover off, and I'm gonna clean it up a little bit, and yeah, get the put the seal on it, and just kind of double check everything here, and put that on hopefully for the last time for a while, till we probably have to check the valves. And it all looks about like we left it. Nice and clean. Got a little bit of rust on the top of my studs here. That's alright. Yeah, I don't see any. I had to pull this thing outside for 3 or 4 months. Got a little bit of rust on top of that valve spring retainer right there. Yeah, we're alright. Just cleaning this valve cover up a little bit. I thought about painting it, but I'm not going to. Well, it wasn't too dirty anyway. We had it all cleaned up. I did need me a new sticker, maybe. Go on the front here. 22RE. Let's see if I can get one of them. But got the new seal. I'm gonna put that in. We'll put that on. So I just have to think that I haven't changed the thermostat, so I'm gonna pull this housing off here, get that cleaned up and ready. I got a thermostat coming tomorrow along with my intake studs here. So yeah, let's get that cleaned up. Look at that mess. Yeah, I'm glad I remembered I hadn't changed the thermostat. Get my vacuum over here and clean that up. Yeah, out with the old. I locked my distributor down. I put my bolt in it. I put my old cap back on. Here's number 1 wire right here. And so here's number 1. It should be close. It should be close. We're still timed down here. So yeah, hopefully they'll get us close. I need to get an air filter coming too, probably, or see them in the shower locally. And see what this is going to look like. It probably has a mess. Oh, yeah. Yep. We need one of them. See, there's something was chewing there. While I got my shop back over here, I'll clean that out too. I think we're getting fairly close. Need to change my rotor button, put my new cap on, put my wires on. I'm waiting on the studs for the intake, new thermostat, all these lines up. Started on my block off plate over there. I got to finish it, and I made when we get intake on and everything else on, I want to spin it. So we're gonna spin it, make sure everything, sounds, feels fine before I put all my stuff on front here. But for now, I run these wires up in there. So I'm gonna hook all that back up inside. That's what I'm gonna do. So that'll be done in here. So let's do that. That'll be out of the way. So got all them plugged back up. Got well, I hope they only go in the one way, because I just plugged them up. The one that fit where it looked like I was on, that's where I did, so I didn't label anything. I just added some more of this thing. I'd never had nothing in here but an assembly lube. And I'm gonna rotate this thing around. I haven't rotated it since I put it together and put it in here. So we got our distributor in now. Got the plugs in, I can feel the compression. There's one turn. Turns. Yeah, we're back to where it started. Feels fine, so yeah, we got compression. I had bolted my intake up, but I had this group of wires coming out the back. That looked to me like the way they had been running, but I had to re-unbolt this intake so I could pull it back, pulled these wires through here, and I was trying to figure out where this plug went. I just could not figure it out. I was trying to find my old photos. Well, I did find some old photos and realized I had put a different valve cover on, and I was missing this here. I don't even know what that is. You guys can tell me what that is, but this was on the old valve cover that was there. So yeah, put that on. This plug right up. But now I gotta figure out, I don't know where this blue plug goes to right here. Gotta figure that out. So that blue, where's my light? So that blue wire, I don't know why I didn't see that, but it's I guess it's a temperature sensor, coolant sensor, something. Right down there. So it just plugs straight down right there on the intake. So yeah, I got that on now. I figured out where all the connectors went. I had, like I said, I had this connector. This was on the other valve cover. I forgot to switch valve covers. The old valve cover was in the back of the 4runner. Got it put on, so that's where that connector was. I had my wiring pulled out the back behind the intake in the back there to begin with. I had to unbolt it and pull this stuff here through right here where that cold start injector is. So now I've got the intake bolted back up, And I was going to have to unbolt it anyway, because, well, I guess I wouldn't have had to, but I loosened this EGR valve back here because I had not put any gasket in here, so loosened. I had the intake loose, loosened that EGR valve back up, put my gasket in there, bolted that up, bolted the intake up. So yeah, we're getting close getting close. That's all I can say. I'm gonna put a few more things here together, kind of recheck this wiring to make sure everything looks good. I gotta put my throttle bracket on here, and here in a little while I'm gonna set a battery in this thing because I hooked my wiring back up through here into the cab, and I'm gonna put a battery in this thing to put some juice on this stuff. And I actually may try to spin it. I just kind of want to spin it before I even put my radiator in, hook everything up on the front. And yeah, that's where we're at. So I've laid this in here. I'm gonna see. Hopefully we don't have no major spark when I hook this thing up right here. You never know. Kind of scares me. It's a good sign, I guess. So let's got a battery hooked up. This might be interesting. I lost my tripod, fell over, broke the end off my camera holder right here. I don't even know where it went to. It went to the land of Nod somewhere. Let's see if we can spin her over. This thing's supposed to have I don't know if this is it. It's supposed to be a button you pressed where you don't manage the clutch in. Oh, see that's it, is that it? No, don't think so. Hey, we spun her over. I noticed the clutch. Don't feel like the clutch is, but this has this is a hydraulic clutch with a safety cylinder, and we'll have to check it out. It might need bleeding or something. So yeah, we're not far from. Oh, what about my fuel pump? Does the fuel pump run when I turn the key? It's supposed to? I would think when you turn the key, I didn't hear it run. So I got my test light. I do have power there when I turn the key on. But when I jump that over the fuel pump, I don't hear nothing. Either we got a bad pump or something between here and the pump. We don't have juice back there, so let me check that. One of the reasons I'm doing this is I want to kind of check for fuel leaks initially to my my fuel rail and everything before I hook the rest of my electrical stuff up and try to crank this. So I guess the best thing to go ahead and do is take this cover off, and we'll see if we have power back here. I'm stuck. Oh boy, that looks nasty. Nasty. Look at the thing. If whatever changes his fuel pump, we can go ahead maybe and siphon his fuel right here and put fresh fuel in. I'm looking at going ahead and hooking me up a hose. Got a little 12-volt pump, and these fuel in here draw everything out I didn't want to drop this tank to clean it out, but we'll see what it looks like. So when I cross them terminals up there over, I got power back here to my fuel pump. So I guess I just got a bad fuel pump. Either that or I don't have a ground. I can check my ground here. Let me check my ground, make sure. But I got a bad fuel pump. So I raised my lift up and I undid this connection here. If you'll look right above the center of your rear end, of course on the passenger side, you'll see a plug like this. And unplug that, and I'm going to undo these connections. This is yeah, I think it's like 8 millimeters. I'm going to do all that, and we'll undo these hoses first. And got all the bolts out. They were well, what, about 8 of them? 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. It's like 7 bolts. Yeah, this fit in here, right here. See the rust on it. That was kind of a little bit of a barrier to break loose, but it finally broke loose. Yeah, let's get it. Well, let's get this out of here. Okay. Let me get a bag or something to drop this thing in when I pull it out. Maybe it'll fit in this bag here. Probably have to drop my camera. Oh, that's not a bit dirty. Probably a good idea is going ahead and doing this. What do you think? Yeah, it's probably a good idea. Because that looks rough. I mean, that looks rough. Maybe get out here and look at it in the sun. That is bad, boys. Yeah. That's what we had to deal with there. Hey, let's go ahead and just remove the fuel tank on this thing. It's kind of been heated up right there anyway. Maybe we can straighten that back out. Looks like 3 bolts over here. Hopefully them will come out without much trouble. It's over here. What's over here? I'm gonna get my light. 3 bolts in the back or front. 3 bolts in the back. Look at that. Whole lot of dirt daubers in this. Looks like the fuel tank has a couple of bolts here. I don't know how full that is. Yeah, the fuel tank's bent too. And some bolts back here. I always like to see just how big of a mess I can make in my garage. So I got this hole up here. Got that drop down to that funnel and that jug. In emergency case, I have this bucket I don't know how much is in there, but I'm sure my luck, it's just as much as it'll hold. And I got a friend of mine that has a weight store burner, and he likes his dead gas. So let's see how big of a mess I can make with this. That's nowhere near close, I'm sure. That's gonna pour out. Just what if I just see if I can crack this and let it drip. Will that happen? Or it's just gonna pour out? Tell me what I'm gonna do right here. It's just gonna pour out, man. Just unbelievably just pour out. There's a drip, drip, drip. That's hitting the jug perfectly. You know what? I ain't in no hurry. I might let that drip for a few hours, and I'll do something else. Put me a strap on here to help support this thing while I unbolted it. I had forgot to undo my hoses up here. I forgot to undo these, but you can also get to them through the access hole on top. So I was able to take the clamps off the inlet hoses, and I guess that one's a vent hose. So I was able to do them, and yeah. So it's unbolted. It's just holding by that strap. I'm gonna see if I can kind of wheel this thing out of here. There's not hardly any fuel left in it now. And yeah, let's see if I can get it on the ground. Right here. Sorry about my camera work. Broke the tripod. So let's see what happens. It's stuck over. What the heck? Woo! What the heck? What the heck? Right, hey, rolling. Holy moly! Ah, that stinks. Hey, yay. Yeah. It wasn't that heavy, it was just awkward, and all the fuel shifted to one side. It might need to separate down there. Okay, got her out. So, you remember what this looked like. So, imagine the inside of the tank. So, I just ordered me a new tank. Got a new sending unit, a new fuel pump, strainer, sock, new sock. I ordered a new gasket right here. Went ahead and ordered me a new tank. And this tank came with it. It didn't show that it came with the gaskets, but it comes with the gaskets. So I don't need that gasket. Came from Amazon. I always send it back, or hey, whenever you need a gasket, holler at me. I might send it to you. Yeah, we have a new tank. I'm going to put the pump on the sending unit with the strainer, get that ready, drop it down in the tank. I don't know, does it come with new? Yeah, it comes with the new screws, it look like. So I can go ahead and put the pump, all of that in, and then to get the old tank out. So our strainer is gonna go on here on the end like so. Got this little bitty clip right here. Look at that thing. Kind of reference my finger there. Look how small that is. Hopefully, I can get that put on that post right there without it shooting off somewhere and me losing it. Look at that. Got her on there. Yeah, it just took me a socket, a little bit bigger than that post, but the same size as that retainer. Pushed her down on there. Now this piece, just sit right down like so. And then this will sit down in the sending unit cradle there. Got my pump on here. Got my hose. You don't have a lot of room when you put this on here, so I pushed my hose over there kind of pretty far. I got to put my clamps on right here, but then I kind of put my pump on the bottom here over to the side and kind of measured, marked, and cut. Whoa, loud music. Cut my hose. Then I put it on here. When I did that, then I kind of bent this bracket up a little bit tight on that pump. But the problem I got right here is my negative. I don't know if you can see. Trust me. The back says negative and the front says positive. Well, this ground that goes to the bracket goes on the positive, does not go over the negative. Supposed to be. The one which should be the positive goes over the positive, but also will not go over the back one back there. So I think what they've done is they put too small a terminal on the ground. So I'm just going to drill that up a little bit, drill that open, and so I can get it on my post back there. That was hard to hold and try to drill. So what I did was just clamped it in my vise. Took a little burr bit on the end of my Dremel here and opened that up a little bit. So, how rude. So, I think this should be what it looks like when you get it all together. Now, some of these sanding units that I looked at, even though they said that it was for a first gen 4runner, had a different plug on it. But this is the plug, like on mine. So yeah, I hope that plugs in. It's round. Some of the ones I've seen were kind of a square, rectangle looking. So yeah, I got a new seal. So let's drop this in. All right, 2 or 3 days later, got my fuel sending unit here. Looks like the right plug. I'm gonna double check that. I'm gonna get the old one look, but yeah, I can drop this in. Yeah, let's put this in, and we'll be ready to put the tank up in there. I need to check about my hoses. We'll see how they look before we put it up in there, because we got to put them in first. I don't trust anything new anymore, so I took my meter and just crossed 2 of them contact right there, and can't do it while I'm holding my phone, but just to make sure that's working, I touched 2 of them and then stuck my other hand through there and raised the float up, and yeah, I see my resistance going up and down, so hopefully it'll work. All right, got them in there. Is this paint? I don't know if this is paint or a primer. Yeah, I don't know. I'm probably going to spray it black anyway. I ain't worried about the top so much. Might give me a Scotch-Brite pad and just scuff it up and spray some black on it. If anybody's wondering, this is a that's some numbers, but this is the number. This 240220 is the number on the seal of the tank. It's made in Taiwan, not China. Probably a better tank. So I wanted to check about changing these filler neck hoses right here. It's got a bracket right there. There's 2 bolts in it. You take them 2 bolts out, and they should come out. It should come out. Yeah. Yeah. So I'll clean these up here. This filler tube don't look too bad actually, but I'll make sure there's no cracks or nothing. I may go ahead and see about ordering one. Let's clean this up a little bit and inspect this. I'm gonna change this. I'm not sure about this. We'll look at it. Right, change this, but this feels fine. I don't see any cracks. Still feels kind of pliable. So that's what we want to do. Put that back up there and we'll be ready for our tank. I got a little bit of issue putting this tank back up here. If you look, the holes, or the holes, right there, the holes ain't quite lining up. I need to go back further. The lip on this tank is hitting the frame right there. So, look at this tank. It has a lot less lip than what that other one does. So I hate grinding on a new tank, but I need to take this lip down so that I actually go up under here. I might have to slot these holes a little bit, but then I'm worried it's not gonna line up good on the other side. So I'm gonna trim this from like this middle hole out to nothing right there. Just have to be careful not to hit my tank. Hopefully that's enough. I sprayed a little primer on there. Yeah, hopefully that's enough. Yeah, we got it in there now. I just got the 2 bolts in this side over here. And I'm gonna hook my hoses up, hook my wiring up over here. Before I pulled it all the way up, it gave me a little room to work with. Got the tank up in there, bolted up. I'm gonna clean up underneath later under here and spray some paint, and I'll spray this black. Take me some Scotch-Brite, maybe rub on a little bit. We'll spray it black. Yeah, let's finish our connections up top. I'm really liking that access panel up there. Yeah, I love this access panel. But got everything hooked back up. Yeah. Oh, I got to plug my wires in back there. But what I'll do is get everything hooked up. I'm going to put a few gallons of fuel in this thing, and then I'm going to see if I can get this pump running and pump the gas up to the intake or up to the fuel filter there, and then we'll hook it up and make sure we don't have leaks. Okay, I got my tank back in. I hooked all my connections back up, and if you remember, we're supposed to be able to jump these wires here, the F, P, and the battery, and and it should activate that fuel pump. First thing I'm gonna do here is I got my test light. I want to check. Got making sure my battery's good here. It's supposed to be power here. Okay, you don't have power here till you turn your switch to the on position in there. Not the start, but the on position. So let me cross these two and see what happens. We'll see if we can hear it. Yep. Let the traffic go by here and I can see if we can hear this good. All right, we're ready for some fuel, guys. I put about maybe 3 gallons in that tank back there. And let's do this again. Let me make sure I got power again over here. Got power. I want to get my fuel up to, I got the hose undone going from the fuel filter to the intake. So let's see if we can hear that pump get a load on it and pump the fuel up to here. So let's do this here. Oh, what in the world was that? What the heck was that? Oh, I believe that scared me. I think I still had my cap on the end of the fuel filter. I bet the little plastic cap. I believe it blew that plastic cap out. That scared me to death. Look, that's what that noise was. That was the plastic they put in the new fuel filters. Yeah, that scared me. I jumped. All right, now let's see if we get fuel. So it's definitely pumping air. Oh yeah, I hear it. Yep. So we got fuel now up to there. So now what I'm gonna do is go ahead and hook that back up, and we'll have fuel going to the fuel rail, and then we can check for leaks. Put my rag in there, I catch a little bit of that, but let's see if I can just kind of bump that fuel pump. Yep. There we go. So now, let's hook this up. Yeah, my return line was coming out up here in the front of the intake, but got it hooked up, looped back, going back to my tank. Yeah. Now everything should be hooked up. Fuel related. Got my throttle hooked up. And actually, my intake hose here, my air intake hose, was broke, cracked right through there. I wrapped some tape around that. And you know what I'm gonna do? I hooked my distributor up, my plug bars up, and my coil up, and I might actually spin it just to see if we have some fire. Okay, it is. I still have a couple of vacuum lines somewhere or another to hook up. Let's see. There's a vacuum line, I think, that goes here. I'm not sure what that is. Let's spin it. Let's just spin it. Kind of see what happens.